Hey everybody, it's Doug here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to our continued playthrough of Darkest Night, where we are battling to not lose the game. It's been a tough one. I'm not going to lie, it's been really tough, really challenging. You've probably kept up with it. It's really interesting. We're not in the best place to win, and we're very close to losing. So we're going to find out how this goes in this next episode. I did want to address something with the Paragon. But first, I want to talk to you all about a few things. And I hope that you don't bail on the channel when there's some gaps in time. I unfortunately am dealing with some health concerns, which I talked about in the previous video, and I don't need to get into details about it. But yeah, it's been rather challenging. So I'm working to keep things running. I love playing games on the channel. I know I talked to David, and he was having a little hard time getting his next video up as well, but we will get there. And he's doing the Shadows of Brimstone videos, so expect those soon too as well. But I want to talk about the Paragon, and you know, they have these abilities, the auras, right? And it, you know, it basically says all heroes. No, that's not the one I'm looking for. These ones that tell you. Let me find one that. Yeah, there we go. Here we go. Effusion. You gain 2. Grace, and if you must deactivate a aura, if you do, then you gain all the heroes gain 1 grace. And I was really debating because some of the wording in that makes it sound like there's a couple different options there, and sometimes you get to take that option. I don't know. Maybe true, maybe not. Well, anyway, there's another book. Hold on, I got to turn the air off. Starting up again. I thought I had it off. There we go. Just a moment. There's another book called The Compendium. And within that, and frankly, I rarely go to this, but it talks about each of the classes. And someone pointed out to me, so thank you for that there is some actual class information in here about the Paragon that's worth looking at. That basically says, yes, you have to have an active aura to be able to take that secondary ability, even though it's worded in a way that you may not think that. Like, and this is the one I'm talking about specifically. Move to any location. If you have any active auras, you must deactivate one, and heroes at your location may move with you. You know, that's kind of like 2 separate things. So I do notice that in reading the compendium, it does in fact state. I haven't played the Paragon specifically before, so this was a new character for me. I've never gravitated toward that character when I got to choose my character, and usually we deal a couple out and you get to pick one. So, but it does appear that you have to have an active aura to be able to use that second part of any of those abilities. So we'll keep that in mind going forward, and apologize for the error. For my thoughts on that and what I did with it, which was to move, like for instance, I moved these 2 folks down here. It ended up not mattering because what I was trying to do got totally derailed. But there we are. Okay, and with that said, let's get started with our first turn. I'm debating on who goes first. I might as well go with the I might as well go with our enchanter, because I think we're going to try and pull this off with these confusions. You can get so when you destroy a blight, other than with this card, you may destroy another blight of the same type on the map. Now, there's actually 3 confusions out. I know I can't destroy all 3, but I can destroy 2 of them. Like one here, and there's one in the swamps. I can take that one out as well. That will be helpful. However, you can't use any tactics, so we're going to have to get kind of lucky. Regardless of that, I'm going to activate her first, which means we're going to have to draw our event card. And it says Electrical Storm, roll 3 dice, and then pick 2 to resolve. This usually never goes well for me. It can, it usually never does. Okay, so let's hope we don't have to exhaust any powers or lose grace or anything. Let's see what we get. A 2, 2, and a 1. So like I said, it can't go much worse. So I get to pick 2 of them. So I do not want to pick a grace, I guess. Oh my gosh. See, like I told you, luck is something. So I pick a 2 and a 1. I could pick 2 2s and lose 2 secrecy. We'll go down to 0 secrecy. The necromancer will be coming our way. But maybe that's okay, because I can run away. I think we're going to do that. So we're going to take this twice. Lose 1 secrecy. So our enchanter will drop to 2. Will drop by 2 secrecy and go down to 0. That wonderful fun out of the way, we'll get to the Enchanter's turn. Now, since we're attacking a Blight, we would also lose Secrecy, but we're already at 0, so it doesn't matter anymore. And, by the way, you can, in fact, go to 0 on this and keep attacking Blights. Like, you're not prevented from doing that. You're already at the lowest you can get. However, we can't use any of our tactics, so I'm looking to see if we have a bonus action that'll help us or something. We do not. So I do think we're just going to have to get lucky. Man, do I want to do this or do I want to take... I could do something else. I could... Okay, I'm going to look through the powers again. I just want to be sure about what I want to do here. Okay, you know what? We got to take some risks in the game right now because we got to do some things that we're going to lose anyway. Let's see if we can pull this off and get rid of these Blights here. A 5, perfect. So we destroyed this one. And that is gone. That is a confusion gone. And let's see now. Okay, there's where confusion goes. And then we're going to use our Wand of Contagion, where it says we can destroy a Blight of the same type in another location. We can do that. We're going to do that here. So, pow! Good job, Enchanter. She destroyed 2 Blights in that turn. Unfortunately, that's the end of her turn, and she has to go against these guys. Now, the only thing I could have done is a tactic. I don't have an option there, so she might go down to 0 grace right now. This could be really bad. Let's see. She has to roll a 4 or better. She has no way to augment this, and we rolled a 5, so we did avoid actually, wouldn't have mattered, 4 or 5. Got either one. We avoided the specters that are there and did not suffer their attack. But that ends the Enchanter's turn. That was a pretty good turn for the Enchanter. All right. By the way, I've got the Knight in with the Necromancer. I think our Knight's going to go last. Our Knight's not in the best shape either, but we'll do what we can here. Okay, so we have, let's see, I think the Paragon can go next. I think what the Paragon's going to do is first, of course, draw our event card for the Paragon. Let's see what we get. Host of Haunts. Okay, we're going to compare it to a Secrecy. Secrecy actually is a 4. That's pretty good. So we're going to deal with, Wisps. Well, the only thing we can do is lose a Secrecy. It says, the hollow moans and shrieks come from all directions, wrapping you in a numbing dread. Okay, so we have to roll a 6. We still can't use tactics because of this fun thing. And the only tactic we have, we could have fought them off, but we can't. So we just have to roll a 6 or we lose a Secrecy. We roll a 5. So we're at 12. Roll a 5, so we failed at that. We lost a Secrecy. That puts the Paragon down to 3 Secrecy. And now we get to take the Paragon's turn. The Paragon does have a spark. I could try and get rid of that other confusion. It's not that hard to do, so that people can take tactic actions and use our tactics there instead of be confused. Or I think that might be, or I could move. So I know almost with certainty that the Necromancer is going to come here. So I might do this. I might activate our aura. I'm still going to have to evade the specters, but I might activate our aura. And with that, I can determine a blight that I can choose to ignore, and I would make that a flux cage, so I don't lose secrecy moving into the ruins, perhaps. Let's do that. We're going to use our action to activate our aura, and we will say that the flux cage is the aura that we have activated. What does that mean? All heroes at your location ignore the effects of that type of blight. Okay. So when we move into there, we won't lose when we move or enter the ruins, we would lose a secrecy because of the flux cage, but the Paragon's going to get to ignore it. However, he can't move this turn. That was his turn. So the next thing he has to do is avoid the specters there. He does have a spark. I think we're just going to take a chance and see if we can avoid them. Let's see. A 1, we did not. That puts the Paragon down to 1 grace. Only 1 grace left to go before he gets killed. But like I said, I think the Necromancer is going to move here, so I think we're okay. And he will then get to ignore the flux cage and gain a secrecy moving over to the ruins. So that is the Paragon's turn. Done. And next up, I think we will take the Knight's turn. That seems like a good way to go. The Knight is in the village there. I don't want her to stay in the village. However, she doesn't have a lot of grace either. We do not have her oath of purging inactive. Anyway, regardless of that, we're going to lose a secrecy. She's at 5. So it's going to go down to 4. And we're losing that because the necromancer is in there looking feverishly for the knight in the village. And we're going to draw. I don't know how many times I've drawn this card. Respite, or however you want to pronounce it. It's respite. Reshuffle the event deck, including this card. Warm fires, decent food for once a quiet night. Well, it is, except we keep reshuffling really bad stuff into the event deck. However, here we go. So we're going to shuffle it all in there and get it going. With that said, it is the knight's turn, so that was not a bad thing for the knight. There are some zombies in the village, but that's it. I'm not too worked up about the zombies. I'm thinking that we want to go to... Oh, you know what? Yeah, man. Gosh, there's some really bad stuff on the board, by the way. I'm thinking we want to take the knight to the swamp, but there's so many things. You have to avoid a couple of things in the swamp, and we cannot gain grace there. I could stay in the village, but then I'd lose more secrecy, and then activate our Oath of Purging to destroy some blights. That might be a better way to go. I could also move back to the monastery. You know what I'm going to do? Yeah, we're going to move back to the monastery. And I'll tell you why. For this turn, it's not going to matter, but we're going to move back there, and that's going to be the knight's entire turn. This isn't very... We're not really getting to our objective very well, and that's the problem. I need clues, and I don't have a great source for clues right now. However, if we can get the knight, then any character, because of the ley lines, if you recall these, we got it active. So once this task is complete, travel to here is a free action. That's super cool. So I can gain some more grace there, and then move back into the village. And I think that's what I want to try to do with the knight. So now we're going to go to the Exorcist. The Exorcist is up here. The Exorcist isn't... none of the characters are in great shape, so it's a real problem. Before I do that, I need to roll 2 dice for the Exorcist abilities of Courage Boon and Radiant Boon. If I can roll some high numbers, I will be happy. I rolled a 5, so I get to activate the Courage Boon. The Courage Boon requires a 5 to activate, and that allows me to deactivate it to get extra dice. So deactivate the start of your turn for +1 dice. I didn't get to activate the Radiant Boon, so that's okay. We're okay there. Now we got to draw our event. Let's see what that is. Dilemma. Draw a quest card, roll 1 die to determine its location, then draw another quest and roll 1 die to... So, 2 quests coming out this turn. Sometimes it seems as if the necromancers were everywhere at once. Yeah, that's true, but he's not, thank God. So let's draw these quests and see what happens. Another area we haven't had the best of luck. Quests. We haven't been able to get to them in time, and they've expired really quickly. So, but the good news is these won't have time tokens on them already. So Broken Seal, we need 8 successes, Lord, and 5 turns to do it in action. We get 3 successes, then exhaust any number of powers for 1 each. So we can get it. Okay, we have to exhaust our powers, but look what we get. 2 treasure chests. We expire, we get a decay blight. Let's see where that's going to go. It's going to a random location. It's going to go to the 4, so it's going to go up to the mountains with the Exorcist. This may be a good thing. Okay, and then next up, we're going to draw this. Heirlooms. So we only need 1 success. Only got 3 turns to do it. Spend 1 spark for 1 success, and we just need the 1. We complete that, we get an artifact. It expires, we get a +1 to the darkness tracks. We don't want this to expire. A local family prepares to give up their prized possession to secure their safety. Convince them there is still hope for their kingdom. Okay, let's see where this is going to go. We'll go that one. It goes to the 5, so it's not a good place. It's gone into the swamps. Well, we're planning on having the knight head that direction anyway. But now it's the Exorcist's turn. Now, the biggest problem with things that ask you to exhaust powers is this. So we have this power. The Necromancer has 2 powers in this game at this point, and this is one of them. Seal power. Activate if the Necromancer's movement rolls 1, 2, or 3. It'll activate, and heroes cannot refresh their powers. We can only deactivate this if we destroy a blight. And then he gets to do it again, and again, and again, until the end of time. So there's a good chance that will happen. So I'm not keen on deactivating, like taking our powers up. That's really rough. So what do? Do I go after the broken... So A Decay Blight doesn't really do that much. It's just items have no effect, and we don't have very many items. So I'm not too worked up about the Broken Seal. We might let that go. What we might do, though, is we have a couple actions that are real helpful to us. One is the Cloister, 1 hero at your location, can get up to 2 secrecy. We can get some secrecy and move around. Then all heroes' location can go up 2. But you know what? This it's still effective. And of course we have Banish, which allows us to fight with 2 dice. We could destroy this thing here, but I don't think that's what we want to do. The secrecy might be the way to go. We might move back. I mean, I don't want to move everybody to the monastery. That's just a waste of time. However, he's only got 1 grace. His maximum's 3. Remember, we had a lot of stuff on the board that was preventing us from getting... it lowered our maximum grace, so we couldn't get healthy again. That was another bad moment in the game that turned against us. But I think what we're going to do with the Exorcist... I don't think I'm going to do that Broken Seal one because I don't think we can afford to exhaust powers. However, I do think we might move over to here. And, oh no, we lose a grace on entering. We definitely don't want to do that because of the curse that's there. I could make a free move to the village, and then, you know what we're going, here's what we're going to do. I can make a free move into the village and kill the zombies, or make a, you know what, here's what we're going to, no, we're going to want to move there until the Paragon moves there. So I think what we'll do, yeah, we will move here, because remember, we can always get a free move into here and kind of get all over the board. So we're going to move back to the monastery for this turn, which, by the way, gives him a secrecy, and I forgot to do that back up to 5 for the knight. The knight can't gain any more secrecy from the moving or being in the monastery yet. But that's going to be that. Now, if we can get over and spend some sparks on the heirloom, that is really good. But I almost feel like we have to get over there somehow. The enchanter can get there and spend a bunch of sparks. I think we have an option here. All right. Well, anyway, that is the end of the Exorcist turn. This is bad news because now it's the Necromancer's turn. So we're going to up the track to 26. We're close to losing the game. This really bites. And then we're going to put tokens on the 2 quests that are out on the board. So we're going to get one here. Because we only have 2 turns to deal with that one and 4 more turns to deal with that one. And then we're going to roll for the Necromancer. Let's see how bad this goes for us. A 3. So this is now active. I'm glad I did not exhaust powers. This is now active. I'm going to put it right here by the track so I remember it. And a 3 doesn't matter. He can see. He can only see. There's only 2 characters, and he can see both of them. No, he can't see the Paragon, but he can't see her because she has 0 secrecy. So he's going to move down here, where he will then create a blight. Let's see what kind of blight the Necromancer creates in the forest. A flux cage. Well, good. We're immune to flux cages. We'll take that because we're both getting the heck out of there. We won't lose secrecy on leaving or entering. Great. But there's now 3 blights down here again. That actually is good news. Is the end of the Necromancer's turn. So we're going to go back, take another turn, another round with our characters and see what we want to do. I think we might as well start with the 2 in the monastery. I really want them to move, except they're not that healthy. So we can pray or we can get the heck out of there and do some stuff. Yikes. No, let's take the Paragon first. So the Paragon is going to lose a secrecy and go down to 2 because he's in the space. Starts with the Necromancer. Then we're going to draw our event. A vile beast. Uh-oh. Win, gain a spark. Failure, lose a grace. Is this what the Necromancer has wrought? Let me see. God, this text is hard for me to read with my poor old eyes. Such an abomination was not meant to exist. Okay, well, it does exist, and we're going to have to deal with it. I think he's going to try and evade it with 4 or better, and hopefully he succeeds. Let's see. A 5, so he does succeed, and he can now take his action. Well, his action is going to be to move to the ruins. There's nothing there that's going to hurt him, so he's going to move there. That's his action, and when he does move there, let's see. Is there anything he can do? No, but he does gain his secrecies back up to 3. So that's pretty good for the Paragon at this point. But unfortunately, that ends his turn. Again, there's nothing there he has to fight. We're going there to do the battle site some more. I mean, it's a thing. The only way we can get clues. We need a bunch more. Next up, let's see. I think I do. Okay, I think we'll go with the Enchanter. I mean, the Enchanter should really just run away someplace, and I want the Enchanter to end up here, but so we can get that artifact, and she can get sparks very quickly. So I think what we're going to do with the Enchanter is first draw her event card. Hopefully it doesn't hurt her bad. Call to action. Gain a spark. Draw. Okay, that's good. She gains a spark. She's a spark machine. Draw a quest and roll 1 die to determine its location. Then add a time marker. A crystallized moment your path stretches before you. Bright as dream and sharp as loss. Okay, well, so what we're going to do is draw another quest. Here it is. Let's see. Green no more. So we're going to have 3 turns to get this. We'll see where it goes. Two successes. We have to fight versus 2. Okay, that's easy enough. Each one is a success. Okay, so if we complete it, every hero gains a spark. If it expires, we get a taint blight. Some local nature spirits have been twisted by black magic. Drive them away before the land succumbs to their poison. That's very thematic. I like that. Anyway, let's see where it ends up. It ends up in the 3 spot, so it's going to end down here in the forest with a time marker on it. That changes kind of what we might want to do with our 2 folks in the monastery. Let's see. There we go. Because we can get down there and fight it easily. And I still think the Necromancer might chase our good old Enchanter. Well, Necromancer would take a secrecy hit, but she's running away. So here's what we're going to do with her. We're going to use Landlore. We're going to exhaust this to gain 2 sparks and optionally travel. We're going to do both. So we're going to exhaust that. That means we can't use it. We're going to gain 2 sparks. That's very valuable. That's extra dice. And then we're going to move to here, which puts our secrecy back up to 1. Now, again, because we moved there in this location, we are immune to the flux cage. So we don't have to do anything there. And that's that. Okay, so that is going to be the turn of the Enchanter. At least we have 1 secrecy now. It's still likely the Necromancer is going to follow us there, but you never know. Okay, and now the biggest problem is until this happens, until we solve this, I can't regain that power. But she has 3 sparks. You know what she could do is move up there. It says spend. It's an action to spend 3 sparks. So, darn, we really needed to go. You know what we're going to do? We're going to use our free action. Oh man, I can't move her over there. She's going to be in trouble. Well, we'll have to take the risk. Okay, we're going to move here. Okay, as our free action. We're not going to stay there. We've used the ley lines to move here. It's free. They're going to move over here. That was when she did the her ability of Landlore, and she landed in there. Now, end of her turn. So she has to deal with skeletons and zombies. So she is going to use. She can use her tactic there, so she's going to use it on both of them. Of Ride the Ether. It says elude with 2 dice. Refresh one of your powers if you do. Now we can't refresh because of this, but we can elude with 2 dice. So we're going to elude the zombies. It's 3. Got 3 and a 4. That's perfect. Then we're going to elude the skeletons. It's a 4. We got a 6 and a 2, so she eluded them both. And we are okay. Good job, Enchanter, getting over there to do some actual stuff. And that marks the end of her turn completely. Okay, now we got the 2 folks in the monastery. So I think I really do want the knight to be healthier going into this. But we could just activate our Oath of Purging in safety and not worry about it as an action. Or we can pray as an action. Remember, she's only got 2 grace, and that's not a lot. But if I pray, I'm going to get maybe 2 more. I might get lucky and get 2 more. However, if we just destroy a blight, we'll gain a grace too. So I think what she's going to do is activate her Oath of Purging. She's not going to move this turn, though. And that's going to be her entire turn. She's prepping for a thing. Okay, now let's go back and roll for our 2... So now we're in the monastery with the Exorcist. He's going to roll for his 2 boons. See what we can do here. A 5 and a 4. Well, that's not good enough. We need a 6 to activate that one. So the Courage Boon is already active, and the other one it did not activate. What are we going to do now? I think we are going to... I know what we'll... No, Knight's already got a lot of secrecy here. Anyway, we'll spend another we're probably going to spend one turn here with him and gain a secrecy there. And then we're going to pray. We're going to roll 2 dice to try and gain some grace back. A 3 and a 1, so we gained 1 grace. That puts us up to 2. That's better than nothing. And then we'll move with the knight next turn and see what we can get done here. Okay. Unfortunately, that marks the end of all the turns again. We're not getting to our objective. We're probably going to lose. Okay. With that said, we're going to put the darkness track up one more. We're going to add tokens to... I'm going to be able to get that heirloom quest done next turn, so I'm not worked up about that. We got 1 there. 1 there. Sorry, not a success, a token. And 1 down here in the green, no more. Of course, if we let that expire, which is 4 turns, we will have that taint blight come down here. It'll put 4 blights in the forest. It's not great. Next up, we are going to... So we did all that. Then we're just going to move the necromancer. Let's see where he goes. He rolled a 1. He didn't see anybody. So where does he go with a 1? Back to the village. Okay, that's not terribly bad. Okay, so we go back to the village, and in the village we're going to drop some zombies. There's some zombies in the village that he has conjured up that are terrorizing the villages there with the zombies that are already there. So there's a pack of zombies going around the village. With that is going to be the end of this episode. We're struggling to get to the end game with success here. I don't know that we have the ability to achieve that with all the trouble we've had, but we're certainly giving it the old college try. So anyway, thanks so much. I appreciate you watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I will see you in the next video of this or something else, this most likely, as we march forward. And hopefully you're enjoying this series of Darkest Night. It's a lot of fun. Really hard game. You lose more than you win anyway, but we are set up for a loss here for sure. We haven't gained any clues in a couple of turns. That's not good considering we need 20 to just be able to take on the Necromancer, and we're at 12. The reason we need 20 is because of the other power the Necromancer got. I think this really sealed our fate, was this Shatter Hope. And once we do pick up a relic, we have to immediately discard it and spend the clues to get it. So, we need a relic to kill the Necromancer, and I don't think we're going to be able to. Be that as it may, hope to see you in the next episode. Please like, share, and subscribe and support the channel. Could really use the encouragement and energy right now, so it would be great if you would do that. And please expect to see some more videos up soon. Thanks, take care, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.